Hi, this video is intended to help aides in the hybrid classes to see all of the things that you can do within Zoom to help facilitate a smooth class. So here we go. So in the last video, I showed you how to open up this laptop, how to get set up as co-host on the Zoom class hybrid meeting. So I just want to show you now, as we look at the bottom of this screen, when you move the cursor toward the bottom of the screen, all these options show up. You always want to make sure that the aide's audio is on mute. And then also if you go to here, you can see that right now, see F1, that's the mute symbol, and it's lit up because we want our computer to be muted, which we do on that screen. But we also want to make sure that the audio is not coming through this computer during the class, because that will just be annoying for you. Anyway, now we're here. On here, we also have your video. So this is what's coming through on your video. So, you want to make sure that video is not X'd out, but that you are there so that the students at home will be able to see what we'll be able to see and communicate with you, and that will just be helpful. Along the bottom bar from here, though, is we can go to participants. Now, right now, because there's not actually a class going on, there's only 3 participants, but I'm going to click that, and a special screen will come up, and it'll show you everybody on here, okay? So it'll show you that we have 1 computer in the waiting room that we've not admitted yet, and 2 have joined. Now, if you want to make this bigger, all you got to do is make that screen bigger by pulling down the right corner. And then you can put it on the screen anywhere you'd like. I like to have it over on the right-hand side when it comes up. But you'll see the main classroom computer is co-hosting with you, so we have those 2 on. And then you'll see you can unmute your computer here, but you don't want to. And you don't want to mute the classroom computer. So always make sure that that is okay. And you can see here, the microphone is working and the video is working, and that is the classroom computer. Now, when it's time to let students in the class, there's 2 different ways we can do that. We can go to here and admit each person individually, but there will be an option to bring them all in at the same time when you have more than 1 student in there. So you would just go admit all, but for now I'm just going to admit the 1 student that is there. So now we're all in the same classroom together, and you can always go to this list during the class. If you hear someone speaking from home, they will appear near the top of the list, and you'll see an active microphone, a not X'd out microphone. You can then ask them to mute, but you also have the power to, on the bottom of the screen, to mute all. If you mute all, you must realize that you have also muted the teacher. So I am going to unmute me as classroom participant, and you'll see that right now that microphone is active. We don't want that in our class. So you simply go there and hit the mute button, and that sound goes away. Okay? So that is one of the options here. If people come into the class during class, there will be something here that will let you know that people have come in, and it will allow you to admit them from here, or you can always go to the participant button and bring up your list of students again and admit from here. But there'll always be buttons that will be available to you to figure those things out. Running across the bottom of the screen from participants, then I just want to show you, you have a chat capability. Every student in the classroom does, and they can ask questions which would appear here. You can answer them. Right now there's only 1 student, so it says to Bruce Ewing, but it would be everybody at meeting. It is normally what shows up. And then you can answer them here and just hit enter, and that would send to them. So here I'll just put a test so you see that, test, and then we'll send it here, and it shows up here. So you can speak to students this way. They can speak to us also. And then if a question comes up, we then find an appropriate time within the class to not, obviously, not interrupt the instructor, but to just let them know there is a classroom question from home, and then we can read that to them and help that way to take care of things. So you have that chat option there. This everybody has at home as well, which is your reactions. So this is where they can go, and I've made videos for students at home so that they can know how to raise their hand. They go here to raise their hand. They can make reactions of a thumbs up, or they could love something, or they can clap for something. They can be surprised, they can celebrate, all sorts of things that they can do with the react buttons at home. Again, I've made videos for people at home as well that can show them how to use that. There is also another video in the instructor aides videos that shows how to share your screen. We as aides won't really be doing a lot of sharing screen, but the instructors will be. But here is more, and if you click there, this is where you go if you or the instructor want to record a class. There's really no need to do that very often, but what you do need to do, what we all need to do, if we're going to record a class, we're just going to let everybody know in the class that we're recording it. I know that I occasionally record my classes just so that I can go back and review it and see if I can see what a problem was that was happening so that we can fix it and make better. This also gives us the option to make transcripts, which actually are pretty accurate. So if you ever do it, you'd be surprised how accurate it is to what we're saying. There's another video that I made that teaches you how to do the captions. But again, the captions are pretty darn wonderful on Zoom. There's also options that we can look at later on for breakout rooms, polls and quizzes, question and answer, notes, whiteboard, and again, how to reset to default. But that's what you find here. Okay, so that's all under more. And then the last thing on the side is just when we're going to leave the meeting, and that's what you'll do at the end. There's a leave all and then a close meeting that can happen for the co-hosts there. So that is all I wanted to show you on all the things that we can do, and this is why we as aides have our own laptop, so that we can do all these things on this separate screen, and it will not interrupt what the instructor is doing on the main computer, and of course what's on the main computer shows up on the screen in class. And our functions as aides will not interrupt what's happening so long as we keep it all on this aide's computer. I hope this is helpful, and if anyone wants help or to talk through these things or to practice, contact me and I'd be happy to help out any way I can. Thanks.